Hi, good morning. It is nearing the end of January, so it's time for the second pair of MILF Mayhem socks. Reminder, this was the first pair. I have 12 skeins of this yarn from this yarn subscription I had last year, and I'm turning them all into socks. For this one, I've done a toe up. It ended up being 44 stitches round, basic heel, 1x1 rib, and the stretchy cast off, bind off, whatever. I am going to be doing something slightly different, but I'm not sure in what way yet. I will be starting toe up same way. It will be 46, no, 48 stitches around. Yes, that's how that works. And I'm gonna do a little bit of a pattern on the top of the foot and on the leg. It'll be in this color, which is called Infernal Rebellion. Very nice, very pretty. I've made a tiny start on the toe, but I'll be getting back to that later. And also this week we're starting on my knit sweater. I've been meaning to knit a sweater for forever. I've knit a vest to kind of get my confidence, figure out if I even have the patience for it, whatever. I've got another undercover otter yarn. It is also Squirm Sock, and it's the colorway House. It's got some nice brights in it. You can't really see it all that well because it's January and the lighting in this house does not allow for nice yarn viewing. But this is nice and colorful, and I've got a gray mohair, and I've done a swatch last night. It is blocking, and I'm gonna need to take that swatch and hold it outside in the sunlight so I can see what the colors actually do. And if I like the way that swatch turned out and I meet gauge, I'm gonna start on a sweater pattern that I found last night. I will link it below because I didn't look at the name. I just looked at the sweater. I was like, yeah, I can make that work for me. And that's the plan. So the plan is a lot of undercover otter yarn this week. Lovely. Well, this 2 weeks. Sweater's gonna not be finished in 2 weeks. The socks are. Wahoo! I will update you later. Okay, hi, hello. It's a few hours later. I finished my other responsibilities. Grading, reading for uni. And it's well before dinner, so I have plenty of time to knit still. I'm downstairs so I can knit with Neo, because she's not allowed in my room, and I do my grading in my room just in case she decides to eat the students' papers. We can't have that. When I finished, the swatch was dry, and I hit gauge, close enough to gauge. Width, perfect. Height, just barely short, but I'll just do a few extra rows. I don't care enough to fix that. It'll stretch, surely. Now, I've looked at the pattern and the sizes they have. They suggest that you should have about 25.5 centimeters or 10 inches of positive ease, which I agree with. I love positive ease. This is way sizes over what I would technically fit into. So they measure the finished sweater, which means when I do my bust measurement, I add 10 inches to it, and that's the size I pick, which means I am making the second size, and I'm going to start that. So the pattern calls for 4.5 and 4mm needles, but I hit gauge on 4mm needles. So I'm doing the ribbing for the neck on 3.5, because that's how that works, right? I have no clue actually, but that's how I'm going to be doing it. Now, I will be altering this pattern a little bit. It's a turtleneck. I already mentioned this, I think. I'm not sure if that was in the actual clip I'm using. It's a turtleneck. I am making it a folded over collar just by doing the exact same thing but folding the collar and stitching it in. And then if I need to, I'm putting a little bit of elastic in there to make sure it lays the way I want to. I am particular about my necklines on clothes. But I'm just gonna start. I'm just gonna start and we'll see. I'm a little bit intimidated, but I'm gonna start. Okay, hi, a little bit of an update. The sock is in my internship bag, so I can't show you right now, but here's the sweater, start of sweater, color. So the pattern is for a turtleneck. I thought I was going to do a folded over collar, but I actually think that the cast on I did is like tight enough that it will lay the way I want to, so I think I can start on the raglan shaping. This is big enough for a collar. And if I regret this choice, then I'll know for next time. Yeah, I think this texture here is fine. I just need to like weave in an end. Colors are fun. You can't really see in this lighting, but it's kind of reminding me of TV static, if that makes sense. Yeah, I'm gonna swap out to the 4mm and then I'll have metal needles, so they'll be very clicky clacky. Fun. Where did I put those? Hi, what's up? It is now February 8th, a Sunday. I have made great progress on the sweater. I took this with me on the bus a few times, took it with me to class. It fits over my head, which is important. Stretchy. Overall, happy with how this is going, happy with the way the increases look. And I will continue working on this soon, but more pressing matters first. We're a week into February and I haven't made any progress on my socks because I don't like what I'm doing with them. So I wanted to not do a basic knit, like stockinette sock. I wanted to have a little detail in it. And the detail is just like 2x1 ribbing and I don't like the way it looks. So we're doing something else. I'm taking this off my needles and I'm frogging it because no. If I've been avoiding working on it because I don't like the way it looks, we need to do something else. Because that's not gonna get finished on time. There we go. I'm gonna have a little think about if I want this to then be just a basic sock or if I have something else that I can do with it. Now I could put in a lifeline and pick up like where the toe starts, but the toe is really messy too, so I'm just gonna take it out entirely. It's not worth it. It's not worth the effort. I will update you in a bit when I've restarted this. Hi, hello. I told you I was gonna tell you what my choice was. The choice is that this is just a stockinette sock. I took it with me to my most recent tattoo appointment. I got a little tender mouse. Pokemon. Cute. Fun. And I'll be taking this to class with me today. It's Monday morning right now. I am hoping to get some good progress in this week. Mostly because I don't want to get behind on my self-imposed silly deadlines within the second month already. That would be a little bit sad. Anyway, I was not able to find any patterns that I liked that worked on 3mm needles. These are 3mm needles. I could theoretically size down to a 2.5 with this yarn, but I don't know, it feels nice on the 3mm. Couldn't find any patterns that I liked that I also thought would look good with this level of color changing in the yarn. I know that in the Mill of Mayhem set there are at least 3 yarns that feel more like semi-solids than variegated yarns. So maybe I'll do intricate details on those. And then with these colorful ones I stick to the basics. Maybe do a different kind of ribbing at the top, maybe some ruffled socks or something. I don't really like wearing ruffles though. See, that's the thing. I don't want to make socks that I won't wear. So if they are textured on the inside, that's probably not going to happen. So maybe I will really just make 12 pairs of stockinette socks. And that would be fine. I'll be taking these to class with me today. I think I can get to the heel turn today. And then, you know, do the heel. And then I'll see how far I get tomorrow. Tomorrow I have bus time and waiting time between teaching and meetings, so maybe? I really don't know. I am still a little bit sleepy, but daylight is getting longer, so I should be slightly more energetic sometime soon, hopefully. If things go well, I'll update you when I make more progress. Hi, hello, welcome. It is Friday the 27th of February. I'm not finishing the February socks in February, but that's fine. That's okay. Coincidence, it is my birthday today. And Neo is chilling up here with me. Oh, hello, baby. Hello. Oh, okay. Have fun, baby. Wahoo. I did a bunch of cleaning this morning and groceries and whatever, all of those things. You can probably hear the laundry, but needs to be done. It's 3:30, rest of the day I don't have to do anything. Oh, I also did an assignment. Productive beast. The heel has been turned. I'm just gonna see how far I get on this. I also got some more progress in on this. And I signed up for a knit along. Ross from the We Yarn Company is doing a knit along. It is a sweater. Should I be starting another sweater while I'm still very early into my first sweater? No. Am I going to? Definitely. Hi, Neo. Do you like being upstairs, baby? She loves exploring my room, but I have to pay attention to where she is because there's yarn here and books and other stuff she can destroy. Oh, I got something new, something fun. New figure for my bookshelf. It's free run. Silly Goofy. Yeah. I'm gonna knit. And hang out with Neo. See ya. Hi, hello, it is Sunday. It's like 90 minutes until we're visiting my family for the combination birthday day. We have a lot of birthdays happening around the same few weeks and we just combine that into one visit. Because that's more convenient if you all live far away and stuff. Anyway, I just finished the sock. I don't know if I explained it, but compared to the previous pair, which... let me grab actually. Alright, so on the previous one, it's very long and skinny. And it stretches around the foot, so it fits really nice and snug. The heel is quite rounded. I think there was like 5 or 7 stitches left in the middle. And then I've done a regular rib, just a regular 1x1 with a stretchy bind off. And this fits fine, this is comfortable, I like it, but I wanted to tweak it a little bit, right? So this is one increase amount in the toes wider, you can also tell. Then I've done the measurement just by putting it onto my foot and seeing when I need to start the heel, and I started the heel. But I started the heel on campus, so I didn't have the pattern or like the notes with me. And it's really pointy because I just kept doing the decrease until I ran out of stitches. There was like 3 stitches in the middle. Now when I wear it, this doesn't bother me at all. It actually works out pretty well. I feel like I would have preferred just 1 decrease less before going back in. But that's for next time. And then it's just stocking it on. And then I've done a twisted rib, which I'm learning from my sweater that I like twisted rib. And then just a stretchy binding off again. Yeah. So this fits, and this also fits. This still isn't perfect, so I think for the next pair I'm doing some more alterations to see how exactly I like my socks. And then here, this is the gaps that the heel makes. This doesn't really bother me that much. I'm figuring out ways to minimize it on the joining back again. Yeah, this needs to be slightly less pointy, and maybe I should make this section a little bit longer. Anyway, gotta do the same thing for the second one on this pair, and then on the next color we'll see. I think it's interesting. I'm excited to just perfect whatever I want for my regular stockinette socks, because when I start getting more comfortable with color work in knitting, that could be great. I've tried color work in knitting before. On the sock that I started with, it wasn't really working, and that makes sense, but I also wasn't quite sure how to do socks yet, so I was scared that I would figure out the color work and then get to the heel and then I would have to start over because I messed something up. So I don't know why I was doing that at that time. That was silly. But I'm starting to feel more comfortable making socks and tweaking designs, and then when I've perfected it, maybe the next pair, maybe the pair after for my comfort level, then I can start figuring out color work stuff with it. And I'll be practicing color work soon in that knit along that Ross is hosting, because it is a very simple color work sweater. It's got like stripes. That's the most simple version of color work you can do. Hopefully I learn a lot from that. You see how pointy this heel is when you fold it up? That's so silly. Hopefully I learn a lot from that. Yeah. I'm also very excited to keep going on this. I do need to start the toe of the second sock before I head out to my parents' place, because I don't want to be counting for the toe while in the car. I kind of need to like look at the road in the car nowadays. I get motion sick, which sucks. Thankfully, I can do stockinette mostly without really looking at it. There needs to be an increase in here. I can do stockinette without really looking at it. I have managed to read in like short bursts while doing stockinette. I need to look at it sometimes because I get worried that I missed a stitch, or like dropped a stitch, or whatever you call it in knitting. But that's great improvement, right? That's confidence. Okay, this is the second row of the repeat, because this is the shorter part and I did increases. So it's increases everywhere. Yeah. Anyway, today. Technically I should have done some uni stuff this morning, but I woke up and I was just not feeling it. I'll do it when I get home later. We are going to visit my family for the birthdays. We have like 40-ish minute drive to get there, in which I can knit. Then while I'm there, I can also knit because my mom crochets. My family is used to my bullshit. It's normal for us to be having crafts out at family functions. So that's great, productive time. On our way there, I have to drop off a package at the post office. This was from the giveaway that I hosted on Instagram for my birthday. The person that won the gift card immediately used it, so I packed up the stuff that they ordered and I'm dropping it off today. And then we have the car drive back, and then in the evening I do have to do uni stuff. But I feel like while we're out today, I can make pretty good progress on either the sweater or the second sock or both. I'm taking both with me because I've been switching back and forth for the variation in texture for my not getting bored, because the mohair feels very different and these needles are bigger, so it's variation, which is great. It's why I have so many projects going at the same time always. Anyway, yeah. How much time do I have left? I have a bit of time. So I'm gonna finish a round on this and then start up the toe and see how far I get. Hi, well, that's yarn. Hi, hello, it's Friday again. I took the second sock with me to my parents, and then to class, and then on my commute, and then it was finished. But I was busy, so I hadn't shown you yet. We have 1 and 2, and they match. I think the color is nice. Very cool. And this is the progress on the sweater. We've got 10 repeats of the raglan increases. And my cable is kind of small, so it's scrunched up on here. But I'm almost at the part where I can split for the body, so next time you will be able to actually see it. The sun exists today. Beautiful. Will it pick up the colors at all? It's very bright. Very fun. Good progress. Socks. Part of sweater. I will see you next time. Productive, however long that took. Bye bye.